welcome to another edition of the Chop Shop, y'all. I'm here with my boy Marky Lowe, and we're gonna talk about what we're gonna talk about.
Well, I guess first, lost the pen. First, we can talk about the records, how everybody did.
Yeah.
First of all, y'all, hey, me and my man Al, we forgot to let y'all know we picked Indy. Mr. Rue called, and we forgot to give our pick.
Yeah.
Both of us would have went with Indy, but we didn't speak on it, so we're gonna be fair about this. So that leaves you with 9-6.
9-6.
Officially, unofficially 10-6.
Possibly because I'd have picked Indy.
Yeah, that leaves me at 11-4. Officially, unofficially 12-4 because I would have picked Indy.
That's right.
Mr. Rue went 5-11. Not good. Big C, you went 10-3. But here's the weird thing about when you pick them right, you always leave some picks off. Dog, I don't get it. But you didn't pick the Skins, and we understand why. But
trust your gut, man.
But
just,
you didn't pick the
it.
Pats, and you didn't pick the Patriots game, and you didn't pick the Denver-Tennessee game.
Right.
If you would have picked those two right, you would have came away 12-3, and you would have ran away with it all. But you went 10-3, and that's still damn good. JDW went 11-5, so he tied with me for the lead for the week.
Right.
My man Wisdom picked the Monday night game, and that was it.
Okay.
I don't know what that was about. But
what's up, Wiz?
Yeah.
Ever since, you know.
Wiz took it and was like, I'm done.
Yeah, man.
But, you know, whatever. This week, man, let's talk about the teams that fell off this year.
Yeah, the great fall off.
Yeah, the great fall off.
That's the topic of this show.
Yeah, so what we looking at from the AFC, you got the Bengals.
Okay.
You got the Ravens.
Okay.
You got the Chargers.
Let's start with the Bengals.
Yeah.
Now, last year, I think the Bengals felt successful when they felt like they were turning the corner and was able to play with Pittsburgh. Not beat Pittsburgh, but play with them. This year, Chad Johnson talked himself right out of respectability of all the teams in the league to me. He just fell off, man.
Yeah, and I think really last year was the beginning of the year because remember they missed the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
You know, they balled pretty much all year long. Then they fucked off a few games in the middle.
Yeah.
And then it came down to the last game of the season. They had to beat Pittsburgh. They beat Pittsburgh in the beginning of the year.
Right.
And then at the end of the year, you beat Pittsburgh, you're in the playoffs, and they choked.
Yeah.
Now, I think they didn't really realize how big a loss that was. You fucked yourself out the playoffs on one game. And it went into this year that I don't think they really addressed the fact that, like, we didn't even make the playoffs. You know. Then you got the Chargers.
You know what? I've had North Turner. I gladly helped him pack his shit and go over the roof. And it is what it is.
And not only that, I think, you know, not only is it North Turner got a problem, I think defensively, Ted Cottrell took the aggressiveness away from that defense. They didn't look as aggressive as before.
And rightfully so, man. You know, the other thing, we got technical difficulties. This
prop comic.
We got computer love over here.
The prop comic strikes again. No reason, just fucking, I felt like
ringing my own phone. Phone ain't even ringing for me, just over there. Let me see. Let me make somebody call the show.
You know, Ted Cottrell, I think he took the aggressiveness away from that defense with Phillips and Merriman and you know, all those cats on deep.
It also shows an intricate part on how legitimate Wade Phillips was, and they really should have made him the head coach. It shows. Yeah. When he left, the Chargers left with him, the winning side.
Let's just move to the Ravens, man. Now, the Ravens, I think time caught up with them, man.
The horses down got old.
Yeah. You know, they played well for their age, but I think time caught up with them. And also, Billick, I think the whole offensive guru thing, it's not that hard to be an offensive guru when you got, you know, horses like you had in Minnesota.
You know what he did? He ran his defense like the offense. They won a lot of games off of their defense, and they never really addressed the offense.
They never really addressed the quarterback situation.
That wide receivers, and when you let Jamal Lewis go, you got to have somebody legitimate come in there packing that punch.
Yeah, well, and McGahee is a good runner, but this is the AFC North, and in the AFC North, you got to be a hog, you got to be able to pound it, or your running game is not really going to do what it does.
Yeah, because this time of year, you know, the weather, the inclement of the weather and everything, it's a physical division, and just the climate is just straight up hard-nosed football.
Yeah, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Baltimore, Cincinnati. The weather gets ugly later in the year.
Yeah.
You got to be able to run the rock.
So, talking about the NFC side of the falling.
The great fall off.
The great fall-offs of the teams right now.
Philly. Philly's situation to me, man, is simple and plain. You can't, year after year, not give Donovan McNabb no weapons.
That,
You know?
and the thing too, I think Andy Reid is a selfish coach in the sense of they didn't address the defense with people that they lost, people that got cut. And the other thing too, just like you said, with the McNabb issue, man, that's not cool, because now you putting pressure on a guy that's coming off a major injury with no help.
No help.
None.
He's not getting any younger.
No.
And now you asking him to do the same things he had to do when he was 20-something.
Right.
Run, throw, juke, make shit happen with no real offensive receiver threat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't keep asking a motherfucker to do that year after year with no weapons.
And think about it. Westbrook, another horse that's getting old. Nothing against him.
Yeah.
Very productive, but that horse is getting old.
Man, you keep asking dudes. I mean, it's cool you got in Kevin Curtis,
Yeah.
but he needs more than that. You know what I'm saying?
And the other thing too, when Brian Dawkins went out and got injured early in the season,
I think
that set
was
the
big.
precedent.
That was big too. That was big too.
That said it.
New Orleans.
Oh man, you know what? The Big Easy. Ever since Deuce got hurt, Reggie Bush had to step up as a team. Cohesiveness. It shows how valuable Joe Horn was at the offense, man.
Not only that, I think their secondary, for whatever reason, their secondary is not that good. I mean, you know, y'all, everybody went with the Saints, and I really did feel like Houston was going to get them just on the strength that Houston got Andre Johnson back.
Yeah.
And Andre Johnson lit them up on like damn near the third play of the game.
Wow.
You know, and then when I saw them play the Steelers in the Hall of Fame game, the Steelers lit their secondary up with their starters. You know, the little time the starters were in, Steelers lit them up.
Yeah.
Then, you know, Monday night, first Monday night game of the season against the Colts. The Colts lit that ass up.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, they're not playing well together.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
shows, man. And I think
Yeah.
mentally, they had the same issues the Bengals had, which is, we that same team. But it's like, it's a whole new year.
And see,
it's a
that's
whole
the
new
difference.
time.
That's the difference. They was riding on their hype last year, and they caught up on a lot of teams.
Yeah.
A lot of teams snuck up on them because their coach was new. They put a new system in, and really, they carried the whole city and the levee and the flood situation. They carried them emotions through the whole season last year.
Yeah.
Now, football is set back in. Things are kind of withered down a little bit. When it was time to play, other teams got film on them. They couldn't make that adjustment and pull out the game just one.
Yeah, so, you know. Last but not least, Shy Boogie, Chi-Town.
The
What?
quarterback, dog.
Simple and plain. Everything.
Period.
Two things. You didn't address your quarterback situation
Nah.
with a true quarterback, and you let Thomas Jones go.
Yeah.
That is the one that left, Thomas Jones, right? Because I know the other Jones kid.
Is in Dallas.
Yeah, all right, so it was Thomas Jones.
Thomas Jones, yeah.
You let him go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now, not only do you have a bad situation at quarterback, but, you know, you put your faith in Cedric Benson, and that's cool because he was a first-round pick, and you gave him the opportunity. But he ain't the man.
And understand something. There is nothing wrong with a 1-2 punch.
Nothing.
Nothing at all. And
Nothing.
that only makes you more dynamic because it gives you time to rest that big hog and don't wear him down in the middle of the season where he can't be productive when you're trying to make that playoff push.
And on the real, sometimes you got to have some nuts and be like, yeah, we took this cat in the first round, but you know what? The man who's balling, it's time to renew his contract,
Yeah.
renew his contract,
Yeah.
and get you some kind of deal for Cedric Benson. You
Yeah.
might have lost
Yeah.
a little money,
Yeah.
but now you saved money and you're losing game.
Hey, and when that safety got hurt, what's his name? Mike
Brown.
Mike Brown got hurt. That was another big deal. To me, here's what my man in Indy is to Chicago.
Yeah, because he makes
Bob
time.
Sanders is, he makes
Yeah,
plays.
Mike Brown makes plays. He makes plays, no doubt.
Consistently.
Yeah.
So, that
So
was
you
big.
know, those are the big fall offs.